Hi, this is lesson 3 of the Beginner Russian course. Let's read and translate. Это office. This is office. Кто это? Это Anna. Who is this? This is Anna. Кто ты? Я Alexander. Who are you? I'm Alexander. Кто он? Это Петр. Who is this? Who is he? This is Петр. Кто она? Это модель. Who is she? This is model. Что это? Это офис. What is this? This is office. Now let's see how to differentiate the nouns by the gender. In the Russian language, there are 3 genders of the words, of the nouns: female, male, and neuter. For example, female can end with a, ya, or the soft sign. For example, visa. Visa is female because it ends with a. Male, usually they don't have any ending, they end with consonant. For example, office. Neuter, they end with o, sometimes with ye. For example, cafe. But it can be different. There can be exceptions, but this is the basic rule. Now let's read the words and try to see what gender it is. Passport. It ends with consonant. That means it's male. Aeroport. It ends with consonant. It is male. Professor. It is male. Университет. It is also male. Студент. It is male. Студентка. It ends with a. That means it's female. Of course, it means female student. Модель. It ends with soft sign. It is female. Firma. It ends with a. It is female. Now, let's continue and guess the meaning and the gender of these words. Pizza. It ends with a. It's female. Avocado. It ends with o. It's neuter. Engineer. It ends with er. It's male. Means engineer. Actor ends with consonant and it is actor. And it is male. Actrisa ends with a. It is a female actress. Female actor or actress. Doctor is doctor. It ends with R, so it's male. Klub. It ends with P, which is consonant, which is male, and it means club. Cacao ends with O, it is neuter. And it means cocoa. The next word is salad, means salad. It ends with T, which is male. And now let's check the prepositions. So we have a preposition v, that means in. Usually it's v, the word stem, and adding the ending ye. For example, we know word visa, where a is ending. So we remove a and add the ending ye, and it will become v vizie. That means in visa or in the visa. And next, office doesn't have any ending, so we just add ye right away. В офисе, in the office. Firma, it has ending a, so we remove it and add ending ye. В фирме, in the firm. But of course, there are exceptions. Word aeroport adds u instead of ye. Aeroportu. Let's highlight it. Also, avocado, cacao, they don't change. They just have the preposition and the word itself. Avocado, in the avocado, or in the cocoa, it will remain the same. Cacao, avocado. Now, if it's clear, let's continue and learn the new word, работа. What do you think it sounds like? Работа. Работа. You will not guess it. It's work or job. And I have a tip for this kind of cases when it does not sound really like English word, right? Because it's work, job. And when you need to learn the word which does not sound like in English, like other words we learned. So you have to associate it with the word it does sound like and create funny and realistic image linking these two words. So here we assume that you know English, right? And let's try to find similar word in English. For example, robot, right? And then you can create two images. The robot is working, or you can create an image which has to be funny and really crazy so that you can remember it easily and then pick it up. But it doesn't have to sound similar. For example, robot and robot do sound similar, right? You can think about small, tiny, many small, tiny robots at a computer, and they're typing, trying to finish the job and trying to finish the report, an example. So robots doing работа. I hope it is clear, and you can try to use these tips further. Now, since we know that работа is a noun which actually ends with a, which is female, it means it means work, job. And what you think работать is? Because we know that verbs in Russian, they have endings at, yet, it. That means it is a verb. It answers the question to do what, or somebody is doing something, right? Action. That means it's to work or to do the job. So now let's try to see how it changes according to the pronouns. Я, ты, он, она. We lost она, but it's same as on. Okay? So, я работаю. If you can see, this goes away and adds you. Ты работаешь. Ешь is added. Он, она работает. Now in English, in the present tense, we only add s to the he or she, right? But in Russian, it is different language. It has different grammar rules. The endings are very important. The endings are what give the meaning, the sense, the grammar. For example, we can omit the pronouns sometimes, and it will be understandable because they have their own endings, right? So it is very important to learn these endings. And currently we're just studying the present tense. Now again. Я работаю, ты работаешь, он, она работает. Now, let's learn how to say not, like negative expression. It is не. It's important to differentiate from нет, which is just no. You can say it's opposite from English. There is no T here and there is T here, right? The letter T moved in Russian to the opposite. So не is not, нет is no. Да is yes. So нет is no, да is yes. Не is not. For example, let's check the statement which we just learned. Я работаю, ты работаешь, он работает, она работает. When we want to say not, we use не. We just add it before the verb. Я не работаю. I do not work. Ты не работаешь. You do not work. Он не работает. He does not work. Она не работает. She does not work. This is negative. And the question will be same as the statement, but with the rising tone. Я работаю. Ты работаешь. Он работает. Она работает. For example, when somebody is asking, ты работаешь? That means they're asking you if you work. Do you work? You can say, because you're talking about yourself, you say, да, я работаю. Yes, I work. Or нет, я не работаю. No, I do not work. Он работает? Да, он работает. Or нет, он не работает. Same with она. Okay? So this has to be learned as well. And now let's continue to practice. So now we know that работа is a work, job, and работать is to work. Imagine those small robots typing the keyboard, trying to finish the job for the day. So now let's read it and try to translate. Okay. For example, we can ask him, who are you? And he can answer, Я Иван, I'm Ivan. Я работаю в кафе. I work in cafe. And this girl, sorry, he says, I work in cafe. The girl will say, Я Анна, я работаю в фирме. I am Anna, I work in a firm. And я Андрей Петрович, я работаю в университете. I am Andrei Petrovich, I work in the university. Now let's continue. If we ask him, кто это, кто он, he will say about him, это Иван, or we can say он Иван, better to say это, and that он работает в офисе. This is Ivan, he works in an office. Кто это? Кто она? If we ask Ivan about Anna, he will say, это Анна, она работает в фирме. This is Anna, she works in a firm. And then we ask Ivan about Андрей Петрович. Кто это? Кто он? He will say, это Андрей Петрович, он работает в университете. This is Andrei Petrovich. He works at the university or in the university. Okay, so он работает, она работает, я работаю, and ты работаешь. Now let's read and translate and practice what we learned. Кто ты? Я студент. Who are you? I'm a student. Ты работаешь? Нет. Do you work? No. Ты работаешь в университете? Да. Do you work in the university? Yes. Он работает? Да. Он модель в фирме. Does he work? Yes. He's a model in a firm. Она работает? Да. Она профессор в университете. Does she work? Yes, she's a professor at the university or in the university. I will try to translate it as it is in Russian, so it's easier for you to remember. Because if I say at the university, then you might be confused which preposition to use. The next one. Does Anna work in the university? No, she's a model. And here we will start with the subject. Анна работает в университете. Анна работает в университете. Нет, она модель. Same here. Иван работает в офисе. Да, он работает в офисе. Now please pay attention that the link verbs and the articles are not in the Russian language, so we omit them, like in the university, в университете, or for example, in the office, в office, and also is omitted. Now let's see about the homework. So yes, memorizing the new words, the verb, the how to conjugate it. Then look up for the place you work in, what it is in Russian, and write about yourself. Already we have this. I am your name, I am your occupation, and I work in like university, office, factory, or something. And you can send me comments so that I can check it if it's correct and let you know about it. Thank you and see you at the next lesson.